All right, so are you ready to dive in? Because today we're looking at a story that's got it all. Huge stakes, a club everyone knows in a must-win situation, and a brand new coach. He's already a fan favorite. We're talking about Flamengo, and if you thought things couldn't get any more intense in Brazilian football, well, just you wait.
Yeah, that's right. We're right on the edge of a Copa do Brazil semifinal.
Okay.
Flamengo versus Corinthians. And honestly, this is not just any other game.
No, not at all. Everyone is waiting to see what happens, especially with Flamengo pinning their hopes on a new leader. And it's not just any leader, it's Filipe Luís, the Flamengo star who just retired. Talk about a homecoming.
Yeah, it's a bold move, bringing in someone everyone loves to right the ship, especially because they haven't been doing so well.
Yeah.
The Copa Libertadores exit is rough, and then in the Brazil round, they haven't been great either.
Right. So this match, this Copa do Brazil semifinal, it's their chance to redeem themselves, to show everyone why they're considered one of the best teams ever.
Exactly. And what better way to do that than with a familiar face in charge? But just so we're clear, they didn't just pick Felipe Luis because he's popular, right? This guy is the real deal.
Of course, we're talking about Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, tons of trophies. But here's what's interesting. He could have just retired last year and relaxed. Instead, he chose to coach Flamengo's youth team.
And he didn't just coach them, he led them to victory, no?
Yeah, definitely. They were Copa Rio champions, and then they went and won it all. Literally. They won the Intercontinental Under-20s title, beating Olympiacos in the final. This wasn't just luck, it was a statement. Luis knows how to coach, and he's great at working with young talent. So he's a proven winner, even if it was just at the youth level. Stepping up to coach the main team, now those are some big shoes to fill, even for a hometown hero.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's a ton of pressure from the fans, the board, everybody. They're all watching him. But think about that Intercontinental Under-20s win.
Yeah.
It showed how smart he is as a coach.
Yeah.
He likes an attacking, possession-based game, but he also stresses quick transitions and using space to his advantage. It'll be really interesting to see how that works with the senior team, especially with the players he has.
And speaking of players, Luis has made some interesting choices for this semifinal match. Everyone's talking about who he's putting on the field to start.
Yeah, he's going with Leo Ortiz at center back, which is a bold move with Fabricio Bruno's experience. And then there's Wesley getting the start at right back. But the really big news is who's not playing. Pedro and Everton Cebolinha are out because of injuries. Two of their best attackers gone.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's a big loss for Flamengo.
It is.
But Luis is known for adapting his tactics. He's still sticking with the classic Flamengo 4-4-2, though, right?
Yeah, he is, but with his own twist. Usually Flamengo's 4-4-2 is all about width, getting those crosses in and relying on a target man like Pedro.
Right.
But without Pedro, Luis will probably go with something more fluid, a lot of quick passing, movement, and finding those little pockets of space between the lines. Think less direct, more about finesse.
So instead of just trying to bulldoze through, they're going to be more precise, try to carefully take apart Corinthians' defense. I like it.
And this is where the midfielders become really important.
Okay.
Guys like Arrascaeta and Gerson will have to be at their absolute best, setting the pace, finding those pinpoint passes to break down Corinthians' backline. It's risky, but when it works, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
And as we all know, it's not just about what goes down on the field. Right? Yeah, there's a whole other side to this match because of all the controversy around rescheduling it.
Yeah, for sure. The second leg of this semifinal was originally supposed to be played later, but they moved it up to October 20th, right after these international games. And let's just say Corinthians are not happy about it at all.
Yeah, they're saying it puts them at a disadvantage because their players might be tired coming back from playing for their countries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Flamengo were saying it was a fair decision, and they talked to everyone before they did it.
Okay.
But Corinthians aren't backing down. They're even threatening to sue. It's a whole mess, and the truth is probably somewhere in the middle.
No matter what, it adds another layer of stress to what's already a very tense situation.
Absolutely. And now it becomes a mental game, too. Will Corinthians use this to fire themselves up, or will it throw them off their game?
Oh, that's interesting.
And how will Filipe Luis, in his very first match in charge, handle this extra pressure? These are things that keep you up at night before a game like this.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, so before we get into all the details of what might happen on the field, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Historically, how have these two teams done against each other?
Well, Flamengo and Corinthians, it's always a battle. But
Yeah.
looking back, Flamengo has generally had the upper hand. especially when it comes to these knockout competitions.
Right.
So I'm sure that's giving their fans some hope, even though there's so much pressure going into this semifinal.
For sure. Let's talk about some of those big moments. What comes to mind when you think about these two teams going head to head?
Well, no. The 1989 Copa do Brasil final, that's a classic.
Okay.
Went down to the wire.
Hmm.
The first leg was a draw, but then in the second leg, Flamengo, with Zinho running the show in midfield, they squeaked out a 1-0 victory.
Zinho. Now, there's a name that brings back some memories. That guy was incredible.
Oh, he's pure magic. But that final wasn't just about one player. It showed how disciplined they were, how they could handle the pressure, and then just take their chance when it mattered most.
I love it. And then there was that incredible quarterfinal in 2019, right? The Copa do Brasil, where Flamengo just dominated Corinthians over both legs.
Oh, yeah, that was a masterclass in tactics, no doubt. Jorge Jesus, he was coaching Flamengo then, and he had them playing this high-pressing, possession-based style. Corinthians just couldn't handle it. They were totally overwhelmed. And Bruno Henrique, man, he was on fire. He scored 2 goals in that second leg. The fans were going crazy.
You better believe it. I bet both sets of fans remember those matches really well. It's amazing how those past results make these games even more interesting. But let's focus on this upcoming match. What are you most excited about seeing play out, tactically speaking, in this semifinal?
For me, it's all going to come down to that midfield battle.
Okay.
Corinthians, they usually use a 4-2-3-1 formation with Ramon Diaz, right, with that double pivot in the middle to protect the defense and those 3 attacking midfielders looking to make something happen.
Right.
Renato Augusto is the guy to watch out for. He's dangerous. He's a real playmaker. Amazing vision, passing range, the works.
Wow, so it's going to be a real clash of styles, huh? Flamengo with Luis are all about those fast, intricate passes and constant movement, while Corinthians with Augusto controlling the game, they're probably more patient, waiting for that perfect pass to unlock Flamengo's defense.
You got it. And we can't forget about those flanks.
Sure.
Flamengo, even without Cebolinha, still have Wesley, and that guy can fly. He's got that speed, and he can send in some dangerous crosses. And then you've got Corinthians. They've got that veteran Fabio Santos on the left side, and he's always a threat going forward.
Sounds like we are in for an absolute thriller with action all over the pitch. And with so much at stake, I have a feeling this match is going to come down to who wants it more. Forget tactics, who can handle the pressure, stay calm in those big moments, and then just dig deep and find that next level when it matters most.
I couldn't agree more. New coach making his debut, high-stakes match, drama off the field, a long history between these two clubs, and a tactical showdown brewing. It's going to be intense. That's the beauty of football, though, right? You can analyze it all you want, but when it comes down to it, it's those unexpected moments of brilliance, the one-on-one battles, and the roar of the crowd that tell the real story.
You always find a way to capture the essence of the beautiful game. Okay, so with all that in mind, let's switch gears for a moment and talk about what's next for Flamengo after this crucial semifinal. So we've got this huge semifinal everyone's talking about, but even after that, it doesn't exactly get any easier for Flamengo, does it?
No way. October is going to be wild for them. Right after they play Corinthians, they've got to go to Bahia for the Brasileirão.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Bahia may not be at the very top, but going on the road in the Brasileirão is never easy. Those trips can be tough, even for a team like Flamengo. Tactically speaking, what kind of problems do you think Bahia could cause?
Well, Bahia, under Renato Paiva, they've been playing a really tight, well-organized game. They'll probably let Flamengo have the ball, sit back with a strong defense, and try to hit them on the counter.
So Flamengo will really need to be patient if they want to break them down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they can't forget about Bahia's speed on those counterattacks.
Right.
Flamengo can't get caught with too many players upfield, or they'll get burned.
Yeah.
That's what makes the Brasileirão so much fun to watch, though, these clashes of styles. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. And then, to make things even more interesting, there's that other match coming up, the one everyone's waiting for.
Oh, you know it. October 17th. Everybody mark your calendars.
Yeah.
Flamengo versus Fluminense.
Oh, boy.
The Fla-Flu, the Clásico that makes Rio go crazy.
The atmosphere for those matches is unbelievable. Even if you're just watching from home, you can feel the energy through the screen.
There's nothing else like it. It's not just a game. It's like this clash of, well, everything. Identities, neighborhoods, bragging rights that last forever. And now, with both teams fighting for trophies, it's even bigger than usual.
Yeah, it's intense. So after all that pressure in the Copa do Brasil semifinal, Flamengo goes straight into the Fla-Flu. That is what you call a trial by fire for Filipe Luís.
No kidding. This will really show us what he can do as a manager. Can he get Flamengo through these next few matches, keep them focused, keep the energy up, and most importantly, get some wins?
Right.
The fans believe he can, and something tells me Filipe Luís believes it too.
I love it. I mean, it's kind of poetic, isn't it? This Flamengo legend coming back to lead his club when they need him most. He has a chance to become a hero again, not on the field this time, but as the coach.
It's a great story, but we all know football can be unpredictable.
Yeah, for sure.
So while we're all on the edge of our seats waiting to see what happens, one thing's for sure.
Mm,
It's going to be exciting. And sometimes that's all that really matters, right?
I love it. Well said, as always. This has been fantastic. Thanks for joining me and diving deep into this story with me. I can't wait to see what happens. Until next time, I'm your host, signing off.